Fan AO3 fic called I'm No Hero Anymore. Chapter 4, I Was Never Looking for Him, by my hero Ace. Plus Phoenix, Summery Stain, goes to the LOV to talk to Dabi about Izuku. Letters then other stuff happens. Don't have the rights to My Hero Academia. I was never looking for someone like him until I found him. Now I think of him everywhere. I think about the kid during training, shopping, on patrols, hell, even at this stupid bar. Dabi just rolled his eyes, but I didn't pay attention to that. You know, Izuku wrote me a letter. It's very cute in a fucked up way, you know. Dabi seemed surprised and just said really, like, of course the kid would. It's Izuku. I just gave him a deadpanned stare before continuing. Yeah, long story short, he killed Overhaul. And before I could even finish, Dabi yelled, "Really?" I looked at him, then continued. Yeah, the guy that came to the Love, right? Stupid name. Dabi just scoffed and said, You know you don't have to hate everything Shigaraki does. You know, beside you're at, our Baisei, right? You know? But back to the murder. I took a long sigh before taking a long drink from my bottle because a glass wasn't enough. I swear I never drank this much before the kid. When I was done, I just started playing with the bottle for a bit before saying anything again. I don't know 100% how, but what I got from the news and other sources, he got shot with a quirk-erasing bullet of all things, in the lungs of all places. Ha! And his hands were cut off, I assume, after, I said with a small smile after. I waited until Dabi stopped laughing to continue. With a straight face, I mentioned, I have a daughter now. When I finally glanced at Dabi, who just froze, nearly dropping his shot. Dabi could only mumble, "Come again," and "Who did you make a kid with?" over and over again, until it wasn't funny anymore. I made nothing. The kid got her after the death. He just doesn't trust taking her to the police, because many worked for Overhaul or Heroes, because the Hero Commission might take her because of her quirk, so me. Yay. I took an even longer drink from the bottle. So what you're babysitting indefinitely or something, because I didn't really take the big bad murder as the girl dad type or the dad type, so my bad if I'm a little surprised, Dabi exclaimed while never breaking eye contact with me. Stain, what were you thinking? Please tell me she's a teen or something. Without missing a beat, I said, 6. Dabi just looked at me for a second before repeating 6 and putting his head in his hands and groaning, 6. After finishing the 3. So, bottles in front of me, I slowly pushed off my bar stool and walked towards Shigaraki's favorite couch and flopped on it. After a minute, Dabi joined me with a dramatic flop on the old couch to put on the news. We silently listened to the news for 10 minutes before the kid's vigilante name made me perk up. Some news lady in a purple suit and long curly black hair was talking about Izuku. I just groaned and pinched the bridge of whatever was left of my nose. I ask for so little, but still. The news lady just went on and on about how Vigilante Ace was back, blah blah, stealing from stores and villains, blah blah. What really got my attention was the fact he shot someone else with a quirk-erasing bullet. I didn't know he kept them. But it's not too surprising, I guess, but the villain wasn't some random murder, but one of Overhaul loyal followers. Great another side mission for me. Well, it's not like I mind. I'm happy to get rid of the scum of the earth, especially for my kid. He already has too much to deal with already. I'm going. Without another word, I got up and walked to the door. Dabi leaned his head back to see Stain. Hey, do you need a portal from Kurogiri? I can text him the coordinates. Sure. After I stepped out of Kurogiri portal, I was in an alleyway. I checked my surroundings with a broad look until a yellow car was thrown by my side near the front of the alleyway. Like, what the fuck? I got this. Just help the other heroes take the civilians out of here. Then I heard a more feminine voice yell back, Absolutely not. We're in this together. I'm never leaving you. I slightly peered out the dingy alleyway to see who threw a car. All I could see was some muscular blonde goo. It's muscular. Well, it's not like I minded another side admission. Before I fully stepped out, I saw where the other voices came from. It was the water duo Izuku liked. The water hose or something, I think. From what I hear and all the information the kid rambled to me, these heroes are worth saving. The darkness helped me be unnoticed for a bit, until as I moved along the buildings and barked cars, I was finally able to get close to him. I stabbed Muscular in the neck, but he grew more muscles there and grabbed my leg to slam me into the ground, nearly cracking the ground. Honestly, not one of my proudest moment, but it did help me stabbed his bare hand. He grabbed my leg with. Muscular laughed and peered down at me. "Oh, so you're the infamous Stain. I heard so much about you, but too bad it seems like you won't give me a fun fight. You're only sneaky." The only thing I did was pull my favorite hunting knife out of his hand before he grew more muscles, while I was mentally chastised Shigaraki forever thing about recruiting this fucker. Then out of nowhere, a gush of water sprayed in Muscular eye. Not even a second later, all I could see from my angle was blood gushing out what used to be an eye, but at least he let go. He released a sound somewhere between a scream and a roar, with both hands going to his bleeding eye. I could even see some of the blood drop on the ground, but that wasn't my biggest problem right now. I turned back to get a real good look at the two water heroes. They were looking bad. I couldn't tell what blood was theirs, because they were giving each other a side hug on the ground in a pool of their blood, I assume. While Muscular was still clutching whatever was left of his eye, I rushed over to the two heroes, and it seemed like her husband faced the worst of it. It's not like I cared or it affected me if they died, but these are true heroes, a rarity in this world, so it would be a great loss for society. She seemed to look at something I couldn't and weakly yelled behind you. As soon as I turned, Muscular hit my side, sending me a few feet back into a parked car. Ow! I quickly recovered, but when I finally got up, Muscular was repeatedly hitting her husband. Each hit cracked the ground a little bit more. That definitely wasn't good. I was getting sick of this shit, so let out some of my bloodlust. Gods, you're annoying, and you don't even fight for something. Hell, even Shigaraki does, and I hate the guy. My bloodlust seems to make everyone freeze with some kind of terror. Good. I walked to the small pile of blood I saw on the ground and knelt down to the cement. As quickly as possible, I put my finger in the blood before putting it in my mouth. Gods, I hope it's his blood. With that, Muscular fell with a loud thump. When I finally approached his fallen form, I leaned over. I hope you pray to whatever gods you believe, because you're definitely going to meet someone. My katana went through his only good eye to the concrete, and with that, he was dead. I pulled out one of my burner phones to quickly call for a portal. When it finally arrived, I picked up her husband, bridal style, with surprisingly no resistance from both of them, and went straight through the portal. After I walked through, all I could see were panicking nurses and doctors, but I couldn't care about that now. The water hose heroes are extremely injured and might die. He got the worst of it, and his wife is outside this portal. Without another word, another one of Kurogiri portals opened up. Before I went inside, I gave one of the doctors the man in my arms before leaving. Extra. Later at my place, I started expecting some of my weapons after the fight, until I saw my knife. Fuck my favorite knife, he broke it. Izuku just stared at the breaking news on his TV and dropped his stolen popcorn. What the fuck? I wasn't gone for that long. Ari rushed in after hearing the noise. What happened? Who's the man on the box? Izuku just sighed. An idiot, sweetie, and a hypocrite.